Hi, this is Sophia from Stop Avoiding Yourself. In this video, I'm going to share with you my client Rebecca's experience with her transformation journey. Rebecca and I initially started working together to help her develop rejection-proof confidence at work. Throughout the course of our work together, we also saw opportunities in other areas of our life that required some inner work as well and empowerment. And in this video, I'm going to share with you her transformation journey. So, hi, Rebecca. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, thanks for having me.
It's my absolute honor and pleasure to have you here. And I just have a few questions to ask you about your journey. Just feel comfortable
Sure.
to share whatever you'd like.
Okay.
So I have them here in front of me. So the first thing is, number one, what brought you to working with me in the first place?
Well, initially I was just looking to maximize my ability to perform well in work situations. And then as we got to talking, I realized that this would help with my personal life as well.
Okay, perfect. And what was happening for you in your personal life that basically, at the time when you decided, what was happening for you in your life that kind of helped you come to this decision?
Well, I just was coming to a place where my marriage was ending. And this was a really timely intervention. And Sophie was super helpful in, helping me through that process. And I initially had sought her advice and assistance just in a much more kind of superficial way about, presenting well. But she was extremely helpful. You were extremely helpful, Sophie, on your, uh, getting into the personal stuff, because it's all integrated, it all kind of fits together.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so explain the problem. Like, how did it feel? What was it like to have the whatever it is you were working through? And how long had you had it for?
Well, I was sad, and I wasn't sure exactly why, and I wasn't able to access kind of my inner energy that I'd always had. I felt really stifled and not empowered. And Sophie, you really helped me with that, like with the hypnotherapy and just the conversations and just being sort of someone I could trust in a very simple way and very quickly. I started to feel quite a bit better.
Yeah, no, I can
Yeah.
attest to that. And so what had you tried in the past to fix it or to work through it? And what, why wasn't it effective if that was the case at all?
Well, I mean, I had worked, with a therapist previously, and I had, tried to talk through some of these issues. But I think it was partly timing. It was very serendipitous that we happened to connect when we did, because I was not, when I started this conversation with you, I wasn't ready to accept that what was really going on for me was that my marriage needed to end. And that was a huge piece that was impacting negatively on my life.
Yeah, and before I went through my journey, I had had a number of things that I was working on, and they were great at the time. But the next phase required something a little bit more, deep rooted, something that could
Hmm.
go straight to
Yeah.
the roots. And it's when we're ready to work through that, and when we're ready to look inward, that we actually can. So, it's serendipitously, and I
Yeah.
personally think that. Like life will show up in different ways for you in terms of consequence or basically coincidences, but it's not
Hmm.
really a coincidence. It's when you are ready, and you're so ready, and your transformation
Yeah.
is so amazing.
Yeah.
So basically, what are your thoughts on hypnotherapy and coaching and things like that before you came to your sessions with me? Did you have any opinions or perspective on that beforehand?
Well, I've always been kind of skeptical, rationalist, scientist type person, but actually the whole notion of hypnotherapy isn't against science, and it isn't irrational, because our self-talk can be so negative. And so it's just a way to reframe our self-talk. It's a lot like cognitive behavioral therapy in terms of rethinking and re-examining the self-talk that we're giving ourselves. And so it's just a way sort of to get kind of deep into that quickly. Um, and so with the recording and the hypnosis, doing it repeatedly, it really helped me with my self-talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so, how would you describe your experience with me, the entire transformation program? If you can provide some sort of detail in terms of how that felt for you.
Well, I felt really supported by Sophie. I thought it was amazing, very professional. And I have worked with career coaches before who I have liked. It's not that I haven't liked them, but you really put more kind of behind it in terms of you were very prepared. You had your recordings, you had your videos, you had supplementary documents, you were very organized, but also receptive and flexible. It wasn't that you were overly organized. It just, you had a method and you had really thought it through. And I really appreciated the professionalism in that. And then you were there for me when when things sort of turned for me. And I ended up sort of asking you a question that was more personal in nature. You were right there and super helpful and available and had a lot of good advice about, not the legal aspects, because I know those things, but just about how to survive personally in the context of a big transformation in your personal life.
Yeah, absolutely. And so how do you feel now after all these sessions that you've had?
I feel good now. I'm happy. I mean, obviously life will continue to have its challenges and maybe we'll be in touch again as things go on. I mean, I have a big hill ahead, a big road ahead in terms of, the next steps in my life, but I feel optimistic about that journey. And I feel kind of weirdly younger. I feel healthy, and I've been being more mindful about my physical health and my mental health, and really paying attention to that. And I feel much more optimistic. It doesn't mean that life won't be challenging, because it will be, but it means that I can rely on myself for that. And I think your coaching is incredibly beneficial to sort of facilitate that.
Yeah, and you radiate all of the stuff that we talked about in the hypnotherapy session in terms of, like the recording. I ask you, what is it that you want to hear? What is it that you want to transform into? And we put that into the recording, and you radiate all of those things. Like it's so beautiful, your warmth, the glow and everything. So you not only feel it, but I can sense it off of you. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm finding my way back to it, because I was, it's not like I haven't been a confident, successful person in the past and haven't liked myself. I just was kind of losing my way. So you helped me find my way back to myself. So that's really helpful.
Yeah, it's those success habits and just not letting life bring you down. And what I love is that, a lot of my clients, when they're ready for the work, they realize they're not a victim and they don't come from that place. And
Yeah.
you do not at all associate with victimhood at all. So
no, I don't. Not even a little bit. I do not feel sorry for me, and I'm excited about my life, and I have lots to look forward to.
Yeah, super empowered.
Yeah.
And so my next question is, what do you think about your life now? And, what are you most looking forward to?
I am looking forward to so many things, but I have many travel plans in the future. I'm looking forward to all the possibilities. I look forward to work every day. I look forward to the change that I can try and help make. I look forward to opportunities to meet and connect with new people. I was getting to a place where I'm actually kind of naturally fairly extroverted, but I was getting to a place where I wasn't comfortable talking to people, because I was just there was so much difficulty going on in my personal life. And so I just look forward to little things,
Yeah. It really helps you to connect with the joy again, because as you balance your energies, and as you learn to process some of the emotions and energies that were not processed, over time, you find that you connect back to that joy, that radiant joy in your life. And then that's like an energy that expands and it fills you up. So I'm glad that you're able to reconnect with people again on a where you're super comfortable, because you're just such a vibrant person. So
oh, thank you. Yeah. I feel much better, and I feel like it is my authentic self. I am an extroverted, happy person, and I was really pulled away from it. And people that I work with have noticed. They've said, "Oh, you seem different," and I'm like, well, actually, I seem like myself. So yeah.
I love that. So what would you say to people who are listening to this video and they're putting off fixing themselves, the whatever problem that they're trying to tackle, and fixing that or addressing it? What would you say to people who are putting that off and who might be, dealing with some kind of frustration in life that they're not able to deal with it in an effective way? What would you say to them?
Well, I would say don't give up, and don't be afraid to ask for help. I think one of the things is my life got worse than it had to, because I was in my own way, because I've been successfully able to deal with things independently a lot. and realizing that everybody at some point is going to really benefit from some help. And some, as a lawyer, like, legal help is one thing, but sort of that personal piece of coaching is really important. And it's a difficult road, and life gets tough sometimes. And it's okay to reach out for resources that are there.
Awesome. Yeah, it's very true. And so what was the most important thing for you in achieving, your success in your sessions with me? What was the most important thing that you wanted to achieve?
Well, initially, I guess I wanted to feel better. It was a little bit vague. I mean, I think my goal was to be able to just feel more comfortable, and to be empowered in my work context. But throughout, I realized that I really wanted to reconnect with how I had been and how energized I had felt, and the person that had, the drive I had that had brought me to the place I am with, getting my law degree, getting my PhD, having the successes I'd had, and I just felt stuck. And so getting unstuck and starting to feel optimistic about moving forward in my life was really a goal. And I do feel that way. Like I said, it doesn't mean everything's, magically better, but it means that I feel like I'm empowered enough to take on the challenges I have to face.
You have the perfect attitude, honestly. And you also have the right skill sets to work through those, because in all honesty, life is going to sometimes give you a difficult hand, and sometimes it's going to give you the easy hand, and you never know which. But as long as you have the success habits and the right mindset, and that connection with the powerful core beliefs about yourself, you can overcome those times when it's a difficult hand. And difficulties don't mean that you're not, worthy, or you should stay in a victim mindset or a wounded energy. It just means that you have an opportunity ahead of you to challenge yourself and to grow. And that's what you've done. Is there was a challenging situation, and you took the opportunity to work on it from an empowered place, not from a victim place. And you managed to grow from it and reconnect to your own self. So
yeah, I totally agree. I feel much better. And I am someone who never wants to be a victim, and whatever happens to me, I mean, I want to be a warrior. It sounds a little bit cheesy, but that's who I want to be. And I felt like you were interacting with me in that way and helping me connect with my own power, my own spirit, and my own ability, rather than supplanting that and being the expert and sort of taking that over. You were helping me find that in myself.
Yeah. And if you think about it, as an ambitious woman, it's difficult asking for help, because you've gone on in life, and this is not just you, it's myself, my own journey, and other people I've worked with, and other women I haven't worked with. But as ambitious women, we like to do things and achieve things. And then when we come to a struggle, sometimes it's difficult for us to ask for help, because we feel like that would tarnish the image of being a warrior. And in fact, it's not, because if you think about it, a doctor employs another doctor to do surgery on them, or a lawyer to do, their interactions. And people employ other services to help them through whatever it is they need. So it's not a sign of weakness at all.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And that's, one of the things that I, having to learn, that it's okay to ask for help. And mental health is a real issue in the legal profession. And when, for myself as a mom of 4, and having a lot sort of going on and being very busy, and having a marriage that needed to end, I think that it was just, I needed a little bit of help, but I needed the right kind of help. And Sophie, you offered the right kind of help. So I'm really grateful.
Well, I'm grateful to have the opportunity to work with you. So is there anything you want to share before we end off?
Well, I think that's it. I'm just really grateful. I was really impressed by your professionalism. You really brought so much to the table, in terms of resources, information, and experience. And I was just really impressed. This is a challenging time, but it was very helpful to me. So I'm grateful. And I love the fact that there is a defined time period for it. So it's not an endless thing, just not an ongoing thing, that there's a plan and there's a trajectory. And I thought that was really helpful. So that people are committing not to sort of an endless cycle of coaching, but rather the idea is that there's going to be a rapid change if you really buy into it. And I found that to be the case.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Rebecca. I really appreciate it. And it will be a pleasure to just stay in touch with you. And anytime you want to come on board and you want to share your further experiences as you continue on your journey, I would love to have you on again. If you're interested in doing your inner work and you want to transform aspects of your life, whether it be your relationship, your career, or your overall wellness, then visit us at stopavoidingyourself.com/services, and there you can explore our services and ways to connect with us. We also offer a 15-minute free consultation. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to connecting with you.